This is the first in a video series, kind of explaining the focus questions. If you've been reading Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451, each of the chapters is broken up into sections, and I want to have a little video explanation of each one of the sections that explains kind of some of the themes and images that you should be considering as you read. In Chapter 1, Section 1, our focus question is asking you to pay attention to this encounter with a girl named Clarisse. The quote is, "I'm 17 and I'm crazy." So the beginning of the novel focuses on our main character, Guy Montag, who is a fireman. He burns books. And one evening he has an encounter with this 17-year-old girl. It's a kind of a magical image. I have it highlighted that he's walking at the midnight hour. There is starlight. He has this feeling that the air seemed charged with a special calm. Someone had waited there. So he comes around a corner and he sees this girl. She's described as slender and milk white, a kind of gentle hunger, dark eyes, a white dress, and he has a conversation with her. She first says, "I know you're a fireman and I'm not afraid of you," and he laughs about that because he says, "Oh, are people afraid of me?" So we have this idea that firemen in general are feared, but this 17-year-old girl, for some reason, is not afraid, and she says she doesn't know, and she asks if she can walk with Guy. So they walk along. We have these images. There was only the girl walking with him now, her face bright as snow in the moonlight. And we have this conversation where she says she's 17 years old, that she's crazy, but she likes to walk. She likes to look at things and watch the sunrise. And this idea hits him. He saw himself in her eyes, suspended in two shining drops of bright water. He describes it as a face that has a light in it, but not some electrical light, but the gently flattering light of the candle. He has this memory of being with his mother in candlelight and having this time where they were together and close in that. She asks him how long he has been a fireman, and he says 10 years. He was 20, so we know that Guy is 30 years old, and he's been doing this, burning books, for 10 years. And she asks him, "Do you ever read any of the books you burn?" And he says, "No, I just burn them." Okay, and she goes, "Oh, I don't know." Okay, they have this ongoing thing about his job and what she's into. Sometimes she thinks drivers don't know what grass is or flowers because they drive by them and they don't slow down and look at things. And Montag says, "You think too many things. You think too many things." So we know this about Clarisse. She's out at midnight. She's walking under the stars. She's checking out things and thinking about things. And she seems to be waiting for this fireman so she can have a talk with him. She says, "I rarely watch the parlor walls." The parlor walls are kind of like their interactive televisions that are set up on the walls so they can be fully immersed in this other reality. Clarisse describes her family as Montag walks her to her house. Her house has all these lights on. And she says, "Oh, it's just my mother, father, and uncle sitting around talking." And she goes, but as she leaves, she asks him, "Are you happy?" And he thinks to himself, but by then she's running in the moonlight. And again, this image of the moonlight, of the starlight. We have a dark night. It is midnight, which is also part of that imagery. And there is this shining light. She is a candle. There is moonlight. There is starlight. And so Montag has had this encounter with kind of the world outside of his home and job.